Hi, today we're going to be talking about the article Perceptual and Phonetic Experiments on American English Dialect Identification. Basically, this article consists of four experiments, but these experiments or this article examines the linguistic nature of housing discrimination among military groups, also studying the nature of authority discrimination of racial speech cues. Basically, as I mentioned before, this article consists of four experiments, which basically is a result of suggest of parameters of phonetic articulation of each dialect learned, alongside phonetical contrast. This dialect also consists in part of accents, that constitute learner features of the phonetical and phonetic systems of language variety. This means that as we know, there are like many dialects, many languages, but this article focuses on the discrimination that many times these people talk this dialect, they suffer those discriminations. I'm gonna focus on the second experiment, which is an attempt, attempted, to understand whether dialect identification is possible at them, at the micro linguistic or sensational level. So basically, this second experiment consisted of 421 undergraduate and graduate students of Stanford, which they basically did a call to persons that talk this dialect or talk this language, and they only say a sentence to them, which was, "Hello, I'm talking about the apartment that was posted in this paper." And then these students receive an answer, and that's how they identify the dialect. So, but also the other or the subsequent experiments also explore this identification of the micro-linguistic level. So the results of this experiment indicate that systematically identify guyness as being produced by African American male, a Latino, and a white male. But as a general conclusion of this article, I want to mention that these experiments link housing opportunities with the dialect use, and that dialects are discriminate, as I mentioned before. Even though by normal listeners, and even though by listening a few words or only one sentence, these persons can identify the dialect, and therefore they are discriminate. But in my own opinion, I can say that that even though we were looking like for weaknesses or strengths of this article, I can say that this article makes us reflect in the sense that how we treat people, or how we can act, or how we can respond to the type of dialect or language these persons have, because if they are discriminated by these persons, I guess that they were not gonna feel comfortable in society, or they will not be like free. I can say that, like free, for example, in school or at work. It's gonna be harder for them to look up for a job, to look up for opportunities that can help them in order to be like well prepared, or in order to be good persons, I mean. So I guess that this article, well, in my case or in my personal opinion, make me reflect about how the dialects are like really discriminate, and we even sometimes I can say that sometimes we also discriminate the persons or the people about how they talk, and about and how we should realize that this is not like a joke, or this is not something that we should play with, because it's very important that as persons or as students or as future teachers, uh, we need to have in mind that the dialects are all over the place, and how we can deal with them. And it's interesting to reflect on this. I guess that this article make me reflect in how I can talk to persons, or how I can treat the persons that have certain dialects.